The fourth P is portfolio. Build yourself a portfolio. You must have a portfolio. You can have a business, you can have a job, but I'll have a problem with you if you don't have a portfolio. And I'll tell you why. Your job or your business is a workplace where you work for others to generate money. Your job or your business is your workplace where you work for others. You don't work for yourself. You work for others to make money. But your portfolio is the store place. Your portfolio is the store place where money works for you to generate passive income. Your portfolio is your store place where money works for you to generate passive income. So the difference between money coming from your job or your business and the money that comes from your portfolio is that one is active income and the other one is passive income. Now, what is the difference between active income and passive income? Active income is money that only checks into your bank account when you show up. When you show up. So if you're in business and you don't deliver to the promise you made to your customer, you will not earn. It may be your business, but remember, you don't work for yourself, you work for others. So if you don't deliver, you don't earn. If you don't show up, you don't earn. That is active income. If you run a business and you cannot take 6 weeks holiday, you're still running a kiosk. You are as good as employed. Yeah? Now, the beauty about passive income is that you make money while you're sleeping. Passive income is the money that goes into your bank account even while you're sleeping. It accrues to you by virtue of time. Just because someone has rented from you, it doesn't matter whether they don't sleep in that house for a whole month. At the end of the month, that money is yours and they must pay you. And you can take them to court. Passive income. In our initial, at the beginning of our marriage, my wife and I consulted a financial consultant. As much as I'm a finance guy, investment guy, even me, I need advice sometimes. And we went through a process that led us to asking ourselves this very important question, which I will also challenge you to ask yourself. What is the biggest risk in our family? We pondered over that question, my wife and I, and we came to the conclusion that the biggest risk in our family is that we both depended on salary. She was salaried, I was salaried. So if something terrible happened in the economy and we both got laid off, then the worst was possible. We could end up going back to our parents' homes if they have any room for us, Or we could end up even on the streets. Anything is possible when you have no income. We looked at each other and we asked ourselves, what is the most important decision we can make for our family, given what we know? And we had a very, very radical solution. And the solution was that from that point onwards, we were going to live on one income and the smallest of the two. One income and the smallest of the two. That was tight because it meant we needed to significantly slow, the things you would want to do in life together. And so one salary became the thing that we live on, and the other one, when it comes, we sweep it to investment account. And to be honest, that was the beginning of our freedom. When she was 39 years carrying our third born, she called me and she told me, I think the greatest value I can add our family is to look after our children and to look after our family. And I was like, wow. It's also humbling for us men when your wife, who has a master's and she has processed this thing, and she says the biggest thing that she would do is really to take care of the family. And I said, you know what? If this is how you feel, let's do it. We have been preparing for this moment all along. So my wife literally retired at 39. And because we had been building up income, we said whatever she was earning from her job will now be paying her that money. So we replaced her income and never looked back. After that, I think a year or two later, we bought a family business which she was running and was able to do anything that she wanted to do. In fact, my wife experienced working from home way before COVID. It is us who are joining. I used to tell her, you have the best job in the world. I'm the one who has to show up, And that was very satisfying because it started with this very important question: what is the biggest risk we run as a family? And taking a very bold step to solve it. So that started generating passive income for us. And one of my customers told me something that I will never forget. She said, Pius, passive income, no matter how meager it is the sweetest income of them all. It feels so nice when you just get that alert that money has checked into your bank account and you didn't even have to show up to work anywhere. It's the sweetest income of them all. So, portfolio, you cannot build passive income without building a portfolio. Build a healthy portfolio and you'll have a healthy dose of passive income. And as I was meditating on this, I was reminded of a very miraculous moment in Genesis 41. Genesis chapter 41, verse 35 to 38. And this is what it says. This is when Pharaoh had two similar dreams. And Joseph was brought in his presence. And Joseph was advising him. And this is what Joseph was telling him. And let them gather all the food for those good years that come, and lay up corn under the hand of Pharaoh, and let them keep food in the cities. And that food shall be for store to the land against the 7 years of famine, which shall be in the land of Egypt, that the land perish not through the famine. And the thing was good in the eyes of Pharaoh, and in the eyes of all his servants. And Pharaoh said unto his servants, Can we find such a one as this, a man in whom the Spirit of God is? So, Joseph didn't do something so out of the world, He simply said, let's build a portfolio of food. Let's store food somewhere that can last us 7 years. A portfolio will take care of you in your times of trouble. And that has reminded me something I'm so passionate about what we do. Putting food on the table for your children should not be subjected to the turbulence of your business or employment status. Your kids don't care where your money comes from. They don't care about the economy. In good times, in bad times, we should be able to provide food. And God has given us wisdom for that, to provide shelter, to provide water, to provide all the things that they need. So, one divine idea to insulate your family from this turbulence of the economy and businesses that we run is ensuring that you have a healthy dose of portfolio that generates a stream of passive income year in, year out, month in, month out. That's how you insulate your family. We saw that during COVID. We were expecting that customers would come to us and withdraw their money. In fact, we experienced the opposite. Customers said, I cannot touch this. I cannot touch this unless I've shaken every other tree. Because they suddenly realized that this is what insulates their family from everything else that can go wrong in their jobs and businesses. So that's very important for you to have a portfolio. Your portfolio is your storehouse. Your portfolio is your storehouse in times of famine. So, how do you build a portfolio? Number one, and I say this as a very important point, you must appoint a money manager. Kenyans have this do-it-yourself disease. They want to be lawyer and money manager. My own personal testimony as an investment professional, because I don't have time to look after my portfolio, I realized that my customers are performing better than my portfolio. And the moment I realized that, I told my wife, we are selling everything, we are becoming customers of Nabo Capital. And from that henceforth, now we are customers of Nabo Capital. Because if you don't appear somewhere in your calendar, how will you make it work? This thing needs to be nurtured. This hard-earned money, hard-earned savings, hard-earned investment, they need someone to nurture them. They need someone who wakes up every day and does nothing else but nurtures. Yeah? So, you need to appoint a money manager. And a money manager must be someone that you really trust, because you're truly trusting them with your firewall, the firewall of your home. So choose money managers that have a character that attracts you. Don't look just at the flashiness of everything. Look at the DNA. Look at the character. Look at the what moves. Can I trust this person with my money? Very important. Number 2, purpose. You must have purpose. Don't just build a portfolio for the sake of building a portfolio. Joseph was building for a storehouse or a granary of grains for the purpose of going over that particular famine. He knew this will be used for the 7 years of famine. So have a purpose. If it is education, take care of education. If it is lifestyle, take care of lifestyle. And for those people who will be in the 52-week program, we'll talk about this. But have a what? A purpose. Number 3, when you have a purpose, have an investment plan. Be very clear, what do you need to do to get there? If you need a portfolio of 20 million shillings within 5 years, your investment manager will be able to give you a very good investment plan that tells you, if you do A, B, C, D, by the 5th year anniversary will be at 20 million shillings. You have a plan. When you have a plan, you start building the portfolio. Pay yourself. Now you are not just putting money in money market fund. Now you are putting them in clear pockets. This is for home ownership. This one is for education. This one is for a holiday. You know, by the way, we are not just serious people. We also make sure that you have fun. Eh? Holiday, I insist. When you build a portfolio, then you'll have the passive income. So that's how you build a portfolio.